Hi guys, thanks for joining me today. Hope you're all well and staying safe during the crisis. I've been painting in Rebelle again. Before I talk about this, I just want to say one or two things about the first video I put out using Rebelle. I said that there was a restricted license on it and you couldn't use it for commercial uses. Well, apparently I got that wrong. The developers of Rebelle contacted me through the comments section of that video and said that I got it wrong and you can actually use any of their products commercially if you buy them off Humble Bumble. So I'd highly recommend then, if you see any of those packages on Humble Bumble, grab them because they're at £20, absolute bargain. And even if you don't see it on there, I'd recommend it anyway because it's turning out to be a really nice app. Having said that, this is what I've been working on, and I've been using the masking layers and treating them. They work just like masking fluid with real watercolor paints. When I say real, I mean physical watercolor paints, because this is real in my mind. And I've been using the layers and working out how to use those to get these trees in this very simple impressionist watercolor. So let's just jump straight in. So I'm going to be painting using masking layers. First of all, I want to thank everybody that has left messages telling me where to look to find tutorials on Rebelle and giving me tips and pointers. It's been great. It's helped me out a lot. So I'm going to use masking layers today. I've just watched a quick video on it. So I've created a layer above my original layer. I've renamed it mask layer, and I'm clicking on this M icon to make it a mask layer. Now, I tried to work this out myself, and what I didn't realize was this little dot there, if that's switched off, whatever I do to the mask layer doesn't affect this layer. So I need that dot on. Anyway, I'm going to draw on the masking layer and I'm going to create a color. I've watched the videos and they recommend you use black and things to get the best effect, but they're absolutely right, of course. But what I want to do is create an effect that I would get if I was using masking fluid, and you make mistakes with the masking fluid and you get errors and things. So the first thing is they recommend you use a pen, and I'm going to use a pen because when I'm using masking fluid, I always use a pen anyway, because masking fluid just ruins your brushes. So they say use a reed pen. I'm going to do that. I've got the pressure right up. That's cool. No water. So I'm pretty much doing what they said. I've changed the colour to the actual colour of the masking fluid that I would use. I made a mistake. And I'm going to use that and paint. And you can see I've got sort of gaps appearing in my fluid, and I'm quite happy with that. I want that to be the case. In fact, I'm going to take the pressure down a little bit because I want a little bit of bleed and things, which is typical of what you get when you use masking fluid. Now that tree is totally in the wrong place. Let's just move it across a bit. Have we got a tool for that? Transform layer. Yeah, there we go. I can just move that just there because I've got to get these buildings in as well. Concentrating too much on the actual masking fluid than the drawing there for a second. Right. This is really, I used to use masking fluid quite a lot in my watercolors, so be interesting to see how this works. I haven't done a test painting or anything. This is my first go, so I'm hoping it's going to be okay. don't like that. That's a bit sort of regular going off there. That's better shape. There we go. Maybe some little wispy ones. Wispy trees there. This is a scene that a photo I took a while back at Almsworth, where they filmed Last of the Summer Wine, a classic UK TV show. Sort of right. Yeah, that'll do there. And I could put some of these little flowers in, I suppose. So that's my masking layer painted in, quite like that. So now to make that the masking layer, I need to click on the M, and I'll make sure that I've got that dot selected on the layer 1, so it becomes an influence layer. And I can actually, on the masking layer, I can turn the opacity down as well, so it just leaves, it's less intrusive. Back to the layer 1, and I'm using my watercolor brush, obviously, size maxed out, lots of water, and I'm going to use the mop. I've got a little bit of tilt on the paper, and I'm just going to start putting some colours in. Let's see what we get. Maybe I should sketch out the buildings first. No, you know what? Let's just put some colour in. Army green. There we go. Darker blues. Cool. And I'll probably put another wash over the top of this as well, to sort of break up and soften some of these harder edges. So I can go in with blue for the distant. Trees. Blue again. Maybe some sandy colour for these walls. Let's get them in. So far, so good. I'm liking it. So if I toggle off the masking layer, we get that. So all the paint's diffused around it, and that looks quite good. I'm quite chuffed with all of that. Just checking that I'm actually recording this for a second then. I was a bit worried that I wasn't. Right, so I'm going to create another layer. And I am going to make this an influence layer as well. And go in with some darker tones. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to sketch in some of these buildings first. Maybe I should change the colour of the pencil. So this doesn't really need to be an influence layer. You can just let that sort of... Oh, couldn't quite get that right. It's better. I'm never about detail, as you know, so I won't be putting lots of detail in these windows, really. Just a line or two. And I can see there that I might want to lift that colour out. I'm going to change the roof line as well. I think the roof line would look better there like that. Should I put this white wall in there? Possibly. Door. So I need to do a little bit of lifting out. Thinking that's all the drawing I really need, I think. Maybe one or two of these rocks. Doesn't need a lot. Yeah, I think that's kind of okay. Yeah, so I'm going to go back to this bottom layer and use the eraser. Oh, that's a sponge. Got an eraser. Maybe not. I thought one of them was an eraser. I'll just flick my brush over. There we go. Just to lift that out a bit. And I'm going to take this out as well. Just soften this off with a smudge brush a bit. Is that going to diffuse? There we go, that's better. Now, back to my watercolour brush, back to this sort of sandy colour. I use the liner brush, the filbert, I think. A brush a bit smaller. The mask is still working, look, that's cool. Just that bleed into there. And then I'm going to dry that layer off. I think it's that one. Create a new layer, which I've got the pencil layer. I should really, I'm going to rename that pencil layer because I don't want to paint on it. And I want to lock it. So that's locked. Create a new layer. I'm just wondering, do I need them? I'll leave the masking layer on just for a second. Make this an influence layer again. Get some more darks in. And then I'm going to take it off a little bit later on. So some blues. Get my mop brush because I love having a big brush. New layer. Let's start popping in some more shadows. think we need to go with the blues. The ones. Yeah. Let's go to the filbert because I want a bit of an edge. Just going over the top of that roof. Soften that out. Is that going to run? I hope it doesn't run too much. Just going in there with a bit of green. Back to the liner. Use the Alt key to pick the colours up. I'm sort of thinking that I'm done. Just sort of soften that up a bit. Oh, look at that running. Oh, that's interesting. I'm just going to let that go. Should I dry the paper? Let's dry it. I don't want it to go too far. Oh, and look at this. I didn't even see that. Oh, that's okay. Right. I don't need this mask layer anymore. So I'm going to hide it. I'll leave it in case I want to bring it back later. But I'm going to switch it off. That's not the mask layer, is it? The mask layer is actually switched off. So I can now put a layer above that and start painting normal. So I need some more colour. Let's go with some this lime green. Big mop brush. Perhaps a little bit less water, more paint. Just take the tilt off a little bit. I don't really want to get too many runs. Bit bigger brush. And basically I want to sort of diffuse in some of, soften off some of the edges of these branches. Whoops, that's too. Oh, I'm using the liner, not the mop. I'm going to try this round brush, see what that does. Oh, that's interesting. Nice effect. A bit more water. I just want to put the mask back on just for a second. Well, it is still switched on actually, I guess. It's not disabled. Oh, if I'll just undo that. I need to put the little dot there. Now the mask will work. I just wanted to paint behind the tree a bit. There we go. Bit of an orange, I think, just for this foreground. Just warms that up a bit. There we go. Right, now let's take this brush down. I think I need the filbert now, just for with the windows. Change that to a blue and just pop a little bit of blue in there, and hopefully it'll just run down. To that. Yep. Oh, let's turn the influence thing off. There we go. Get out little bits of detail. I'm going to, I think it's this layer, layer 2. Layer 2, yeah, I'm just going to take that off a bit. It's a bit sharper. And maybe layer 1 as well. There we go. I want the liner brush now. Less water because I don't want too much running. A bit more detail. Blur perhaps. I'm just playing around with the on that layer. I'm playing around with the lights against the darks. What's this? What am I using now? Oh, there's the eraser. Seriously. Soften that up a bit if I can. There we go. I want to paint these trees in now, I think. So I want a dark kind of brown. Got the liner brush selected. Where have I got the eraser selected actually. Liner brush. Let's start. There we go. I love dropping colour in and watching it diffuse. So I'm adding blue to that. That's cool, I like that. Quite dark. Flick a few branches in now. There we go. It really is looking very, very watercolory. I like it a lot. Now then. I think these were pipes, but it looks like it almost like they're logs that have crossed the stream. Paint them in there like that. What I want to do is sort of drag, if I put the water right up and the loading right down, make the brush a bit bigger, sort of is that going to run? Sort of. Yeah. Take the water down a bit more paint perhaps. Because I just need to go in and out of those like that. Big mop. Aha. Now then, I kind of want this branch flecked in like that. This one down here. This big one. Maybe put some browner tones in there. And let them diffuse a bit. There we go. I think I need a bit of this blue perhaps, just soften off them flowers a bit. And then I can just lift them back out again. Maybe just a little bit. I love that you can use the eraser and just lift that colour out, or lift, and you're sort of lifting the water off as well, which is really cool. I like that. So we can get that sort of sharpness into there. Very effective. Like that. I think I'm nearly there, you know. I think maybe I just need to lift this colour out of there, make the brush a bit bigger, and just sort of bring a bit of a shadow under that tree down to the waterline, and maybe just there as well into that. Just anchors the tree down a little bit. Use the eraser just to lift out a few more highlights. Don't like that bit. No, I don't like that. Oof. I like that bit. Yeah, I think we're nearly there. Maybe a bit more blue, bigger brush. Just in that foreground there. And a new layer. Let's have a new layer. Oh, crazy man. Mop is what I want. Loads of water. Not a lot of paint. Just want to put a sort of a bit of a shadow across the building like that. Like that. Maybe bit of a wash just on the roof. One more new layer. I'm just going to put in a little bit of detail. I think we could just do with that. Smaller brush. Maybe this dark brown colour. Oops. Means less water, more paint. Yeah. There we are, another door there. I kind of got that door in the wrong place, but it doesn't matter, does it? Chunk them branches up a bit. I always run the risk of putting too much detail in. I don't want to go too crazy. I think we're there. Just going to sign it. Oh, too big, too big. There we are. Watercolor painting in Rebelle using the masking fluid. Really enjoyed doing that actually. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, a big thumbs up as always is much appreciated. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing because I have lots of videos like this and I would love to be sharing them with you. So hopefully I will see you all in the next one. Bye.